These are my predictions for the FIFA World Cup 2022. The video is not going to be long, it's going to be very short, and I'm gonna tell what's necessary. It's not gonna be like other videos where people talk but don't say the necessary stuff. For Group A, the teams that are going to get out of the group to the round of 16 are first Senegal and Netherlands second. In Group B, England first and USA second. In Group C, Argentina first and Mexico second. In Group D, France first and Denmark second. In Group E, Spain first and Germany second. In Group F, Belgium first and Croatia second. In Group G, Brazil first and then Switzerland second. In Group H, Portugal first and Uruguay second. So for the first game of the round of 16, it will be Senegal versus USA, and then Senegal will win that game. In the second game of the round of 16, I think it will be Argentina versus Denmark, and Argentina will win that game. In the third game, it will be Spain versus Croatia, and Spain will win that game. In the fourth game, it will be Brazil versus Uruguay, and Brazil will end up winning that game. In the fifth game, I think it will be England versus the Netherlands, and England will end up winning that game. In the sixth game, it will be France versus Mexico, and I think France will easily win that game. In the seventh game, it will be Belgium versus Germany, and Belgium will win that game. In the eighth game, it will be Portugal versus Switzerland, and Portugal will win that game. Now the quarterfinals. In the first game of the quarterfinals, it will be Senegal versus Argentina, and Argentina will beat Senegal in that game. In the second game, it will be Spain versus Brazil, and Brazil will win that game. In the third game, it will be England versus France, and I think that game is going to be very hard. I think it's going to be a tight game, but France will end up winning that game. In the fourth game, it will be Belgium versus Portugal, and Belgium will beat Portugal. Now the semi-finals. The first game will be Argentina versus Brazil, and that's gonna be a really hard game. I think that'll probably be the hardest game in the whole FIFA World Cup 2022. That game is gonna be really hard, but I think Argentina will end up beating Brazil. In the second game, it will be France versus Belgium, and that will be a very hard game again. I think it will be a very hard game as well, and Belgium will end up beating France. Now the final game, it will be Argentina versus Belgium, and Argentina will beat Belgium. So Argentina will end up winning the FIFA World Cup 2022, I think. If you ask me now who I think will win the World Cup 2022, I will say Argentina. I think they have the most chance to win it. These were all my opinions, and this is not sure. I'm just giving my opinions. I'm not telling what I think. I'm just saying who I think will win this game, who will play versus who. But these are my opinions. And if you ask me now who will win the World Cup, I will say Argentina. Brazil also has a chance of winning this World Cup. If Brazil beats Argentina in the semi-final and goes to the final versus Belgium, I think Belgium will win. It will be a really hard game. But if Brazil loses versus Argentina and Argentina goes to the final, I think they will beat Belgium. But who knows? This is football. Anything can happen. If Brazil ends up beating Argentina and goes to the final, I think Belgium will win. Like, the Belgium team is very ambitious, and they have very good players right now. They might win the World Cup for the first time. Who knows? For a third place game between Brazil and France, I think Brazil will win. For the best goalkeeper of this World Cup, I think Thibaut Courtois will win it. I think the best player will be Lionel Messi. Don't hesitate commenting who do you think will be in the semi-finals, and who will play in the final, and who do you think will win the FIFA World Cup 2022. Goodbye.